All right, my name is Mitch Bolo, here with a candidate for the upcoming KBIC election. Please tell us your name and in what district you are running.
Mokoni Indigenous Cause. Nindunjabakunambe Nindodum Magizi. My name is Eddie Edwards, and I live in Lance, and I represent the Lance district.
All right, the following is a list of questions collected from the KBOCC student body and staff, the KBIC Facebook page, the new Tribal Members Facebook group, KBIC Members, and Off Reservation KBIC Members. The questions were reviewed and summarized by the students of the AS232 Tribal Government class at the KBOCC and finalized by me, Mitch Bolo, here at Eagle Radio. Question number 1. What qualities do you believe a good tribal council member should have?
Well, the number one quality is you have to understand the needs of the community. Because if your job is to serve the community, so in order to serve the community, you really have to be in touch and have a finger on the pulse of what are the needs of the community. And one of the needs that has been really strong in my direction has been to improve our health care, like this brand new doctor. You know, we had to make some maneuvers. We had to put up more money. We had to hire a headhunter. We had to go after and find the best doctor we could for us, and we did it. You know, but it took some effort, but it all comes down to understanding the needs of the community. That's the most important thing that you need to have, and then the ability to meet the needs of the community. Because you might have some ideas, but actually taking an idea and implementing it and making a program and having a program that is effective and efficient and serving the community and meeting that needs is a whole other thing. So that's where I come in and where I have the experience and the education to make that happen.
All right, question number 2. What type of educational, professional, or other experiences do you have that you believe will help you if you are chosen as a tribal council member?
Well, I've been educated in a lot of the traditional ways. You know, so that's one thing because one thing you need to have is a perspective of being a nishnabe person, and that's related to our culture, our connection to the land, our connection to our language and culture. So I'm not fluent in the language, but I have an understanding, a basic understanding. I have an understanding of. I've been to sweat lodge, I've been to fasts, I've been to ceremonies all over the country, and that's important because it's, I have a formal education too. I have a bachelor's degree in economics, I have an MBA, I have 3 licenses through the state of Michigan for real estate mortgaging and brokers and stuff, so I have all kinds of formal education, but I also have a good handle on traditional knowledge, which is important for our community.
All right, question number 3. What do you believe are the biggest issues within our tribe today, and how do you plan to address them?
Well, the number one issue is the health of the community, and the health of the community can be affected by having good doctors, good dentists, good mental health care. That's something that I'm going to work on more next is mental health. We have a lot of issues on this reservation that could be helped by having professional staff available for our community. So that's one of the things I'm really focusing on and have been. I mean, economic development is important because you need the money to pay for the people that you want to hire, because we want to have excellent and quality health care. And that's one of the most important issues for me, because it all starts with there. If you don't have your health, it's hard to do anything else. It doesn't matter, So, other education, housing, those are all important. But we need to really focus on the mental health of the community and the healing aspects, and that's what's current now is the boarding schools and the residential schools, is creating this opportunity that we have to look at about healing our communities, because we know our communities have suffered historical trauma, and it creates a lot of problems in the community to overcome those problems, we have to do that.
All right, number 4, this one is 3 parts. What is your knowledge when it comes to 1, Robert's Rules of Order, 2, the 7 grandfather teachings, and 3, other traditional Anishinaabe customs? So 1, what is your knowledge when it comes to Robert's Rules of Order?
Well, Robert's Rules of Order is a set of rules that can be adopted by the governing body to regulate how the council operates in terms of who votes, who can vote, who can make a motion, how motions are made, how they're approved, and things like that. So and the council's pretty loose with that, but I'm very familiar with the Roberts Rules of Orders, and it's supposed to so you can have an effective and efficient meeting, do what you need to do.
All right, and the 7 grandfather teachings?
The 7 grandfather teachings are critical to us because it establishes the base of knowledge or the ways in which we should operate and act and treat each other. Courage is one of the first things in the grandfather teaching, is having the courage to do the right thing, and having respect and having wisdom. And they're all about, how it all comes down to how we treat each other, and that's something that we desperately need, is to be able to follow the grandfather teaching so we can treat each other well and take care of each other, because there's very few Anishinaabe people left in this world. We have to realize that we can't be tearing each other down when we have to build each other up.
And other traditional Anishinaabe customs?
It's a custom to pray every morning and to the Creator, and thank the Creator for another beautiful day. That's something that's always in my mind when I wake up and see the sunrises. Thank you, Miigwech Jimanado, for Miigwech for Minogijik, another beautiful day. That's where it all starts. Then it's about acting in the 7 generations, acting for the 7 generations, thinking not for myself today, but for the 7 generations that are to come. So it's about that. But the biggest one that I think that we need to address is the reconnection to the land, because we were purposely disconnected from our land through these treaties, through residential schools, through assimilation, through relocation efforts. All those things, took us away from our land. So when we can reconnect to the land, that will be one of the most important things for the healing of this community.
Question number 5, what is your opinion on communication, transparency, and accountability within the tribal council?
It needs a lot of work, because it's very important to gain the trust of the community. I'd rather be honest and forthright with the community, and know that either I'm doing good or wrong. And then for the main reason is that you can get criticism so you can fix the problems. That's one of the issues I have with the council, is that they rather bury the problem than fix the problem, and that's not a good habit to be in. Because when somebody tells you you're doing something wrong, nobody likes that. But in the end, it's whether or not you have the courage to fix the problem rather than bury the problem and cover it up. So that's something that council needs to work hard at, is take responsibility, not be afraid of being wrong, because everybody's wrong at something, but it's whether or not you fix it or you try to just hide it. And there's too much hiding going on.
Question number 6, what are your feelings regarding blood quantum?
Well, blood quantum is a thing that has been used in the world in very limited instances, and I can think of some that I start thinking about, and I think of the apartheid of Africa, when they wanted to, the white people down there wanted to control South Africa. They used blood quantum on the South Africans. In Germany in World War II, they used blood quantum against the Jewish people. In America, they used blood quantums against the Indian people to diffuse us, to get rid of us, to dilute us, and to that end, I'm a survivor and enduring the federal policy. My mom was relocated, taken off this reservation, taken to LA when she was 18 years old, and said, now you got to survive, and 2,200 miles away from her reservation. So it's about coming back and surviving and reconnecting to the land.
All right, question number 7, what do you think can be done to encourage tribal members who currently reside elsewhere to live within our community?
Well, the biggest thing that's been my strategy from day one is that this reservation community is our home. It's our permanent home. We established it in the Treaty of 1854. I lived for a lot of years in Los Angeles and away from here, and growing up there, I came back here every summer, but I never had the expectation that I was going to get paid or share in the profits or anything like that. But at the same time, we're all part of this tribe, and we're all, and if we live elsewhere, I encourage people to come back here because that's what I did. I came back here in '98 with my wife, and we established ourselves, made a home, got to know everybody better, worked in the community, and it's important. So if you want to participate in the community, I highly recommend you come here. We're trying to build new housing. We've got a lot of job opportunities, and the job opportunities are varied and wide ranging. So we need to provide the infrastructure, but welcome, because you're our family. We need to welcome our family here anytime.
All right, question number 8. In your opinion, what can we do to encourage and support our youth to be active in the community?
We have to be good role models, and council has kind of missed that opportunity. And you know why? Because I was at one of my kids was in lawn school, and the teacher asked all the kids, because there was a bunch of Indians kids in the class, who wants to be a tribal council member? You know how many kids raised their hands? None. So that, to me, that's telling that people don't necessarily look up to council members as a position of respect and something that to shoot for. So to that end, that means council members need to be better role models for our community members to show people how we act, how we treat each other, and how we want to be.
Question number 9. What is your opinion on the topic of tribal members living off the reservation in regards to voting and other rights?
Well, I really encourage all their participation, but I understand that it's really difficult because it's local rule. And the local tribal members here on this reservation, we have to, my goal was to make because the local tribal members have a sense that something will be taken from them if other tribal members move here and start taking their jobs, and things like that. So the solution to that is to make the tribal pie that we serve everybody from bigger. So we need to increase our revenue, increase our profits so we can share more. Then it'll be easier for the locals to embrace the other tribal members that are coming from outside. I was called that when I first moved here back in the 90s. I was called an outsider, and people felt that I was going to come and take something. But my goal was to contribute, not to take. And so ask what you can do for your tribe, not what the tribe can do for you. And if you can, come here and participate in this community. You'll enjoy it.
Question number 10. Which section or sections, if any, of the KBIC Constitution would you like to see changes to? Please explain.
Well, to some degree, the whole Constitution could be thrown out and restarted with our perspective including in it. That Constitution was a boilerplate document that came from the Solicitor General of the Department of Interior. It was given to us in 1934, and we voted on it. And because you either had to vote on it to reorganize our government, and the United States government reorganized our government for the purposes of creating an organization that they could deal with and manage and control. Because that's not our Constitution. But ultimately, it's our responsibility now that it's ours to change it, to make it ours. So and to do that, we need to educate people about what it really does. So I couldn't really say necessarily. I'd like to add more people of voting, but we have to do a better job of educating everybody about what we do, and the time will come.
Number 11. Previously, a code of ethics for the Tribal Council was proposed but not enacted. What is your opinion on the Tribal Council being subject to a code of ethics?
I mean, it's a lot of that stuff is already in the bylaws. It's in the policy and stuff. But we need it because we need to act with integrity, because we have a fiduciary responsibility to the community when we're dealing with money. I mean, we have a lot of money in the bank that we have to manage. We have a lot of revenue. We have a lot of assets, and we need to manage it properly for the community. So the one. Okay, go ahead.
Good. All right. Number 12. To end this interview, go ahead and address the voters directly.
Well, everybody, I hope you vote for me. If you want an effective and efficient government that serves you and respects you and gets your opinion and is concerned about your well-being. and vote for a council member that's committed to serving the people, not yourself. Sometimes council members think they have to serve themselves and their immediate family, but really we need council members that care about everybody and want to serve the whole community. Again, there's very few of us Nishnabe people left, so we have to stick together and back each other and support each other and not tear each other down. We can do better, and it's my goal to do better for you and the rest of this community. So have a great weekend. Take care.